My fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Wall, was my absolute favorite. And I think it's because she really made all of us feel extremely special. There was not anyone in the class that she didn't pay the same amount of attention to, and she really encouraged all of us to achieve our very best. And so each of us thought we were her favorite. And so I can even remember when fourth grade ended, I was crying as I was leaving my elementary school because I knew that I would be leaving Mrs. Wall behind.
I have a teacher, Mrs. Graves. I know she's been a teacher for at least 42 years, and she still teaches today. She's a gym teacher, but not only in the gym, she also helps students that need help with their work, challenging students. She just knew what each child needed, and she gave that love, and I'll forever love Miss Grace for that.
So I just wanted to give a shout out to a teacher I had in elementary school. Her name was Fran Newsom. She taught me math and language arts in the 4th and 5th grade. She was really gentle with her students, and I think she just was one of the first teachers that really got me to think more deeply about things and to ask bigger questions.
So there are two teachers that pop into my mind quickly when I think about teachers that have impacted my life. The first is Miss Wilson. I had her in 4th and 5th grade, and she helped diagnose me with dyslexia and started me in the Wilson program, which is a phonics program that helped me learn to reread, sound out my words, and my tutor for that was Wanda Litchard. So in conjunction with two of those in 4th and 5th grade, I was able to catch back up from falling behind because of these teachers. They changed my life.
In 8th grade, I was the co-editor of my middle school newspaper, the Bullpup Bugle, and I always wanted to redo the layouts and rewrite the articles that the other students put together for the newspaper. And finally, our teacher, Mrs. Judy Ackerman, sat me down and said, "Emily, the goal is not to create a perfect newspaper. The goal is to teach you all to work together to create something." And that shifted my thinking so immediately in what I think was an almost revolutionary way for me at the time, that perfection didn't have to be the goal. And I think about Mrs. Ackerman, and I think about what she said to me that day all the time, actually.
My name's Jason, and just want to talk a little bit about a teacher that made a big impact on my life, and I think she's kind of got me to where I'm at today. Her name was Miss Cole. She was my 3rd grade teacher. Actually, I still run into her at the grocery store every now and then. She still checks up on me and talks to me like she's still my 3rd grade teacher, and make sure that I'm staying straight in life and being successful. Miss Cole, if you see this, thank you very much.
When I was in elementary school, my principal, Dr. Doug Jones, was a groundbreaking innovator in play-based learning for kids. Our playground had a boat strung up in the trees. We had rope ladders. We had all kinds of things that we could play with that would not pass muster today. But he also had a competition called I Can Read 100 Books. And all the kids in the school were working very hard to read their books so they could get a t-shirt. And it really, really worked. We had our names on posters in the cafeteria, and we celebrated the fact that everybody was reading. So he had wonderful ideas to get us engaged.
I think it's important that I also mentioned that I had another very important teacher in my life, and that was my mom. She started me with reading and writing and having a love of books. I grew up every single day of my life with seeing my mother with a book in her hand. And so she encouraged me to be me. She encouraged me to learn. She encouraged me to experiment, to know that the world was really open for me. And so I carried that with me through my whole life too. So thank you, Mrs. Wall, and thank you, Mom.